Hi everyone, welcome to another session of Taking Care of Business. I'm Victoria Jennings from Entrepreneurs Business School, and I just wanted to talk to you today about how to accelerate wealth. So caveat, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not talking about it from that perspective. I'm talking about it from a strategic perspective and strategies and frameworks that I use when I work with our participants in our various programs. So I wanted just to make that very, very clear. This is not a financial planning session or financial advice in any way, shape or form. Okay, having said that, I wanted to introduce you to another framework that I use, and that's in alignment with our profiling tool. So I just wanted to give you some insight into why you may struggle at different levels on the financial pathway to wealth. So there are, in this framework, there are 7 steps to accelerating your wealth. And we've all begun at step 1. I call it the ladder of wealth. And I call it a ladder because to get to the top of the ladder, you first have to step on the first run and the second run and the third run and the fourth run, the 6th, and finally the 7th run. So it's a rite of passage. A lot of people don't know how to manage their finances on a personal level or a business level. And I'm not talking about what accountants do. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how you can look at where you are and determine what you need to do in order to get to the next level, okay? And what you should be focusing on in order to get to that next level in your business. That's where we're coming from. But your personal finances are completely linked to your business finances. So if you're struggling financially on a personal level, your business will normally be struggling financially as well, okay? There's a very clear connection between the two. And it takes a while to work this out. It took me a long time to work this out because I'm a great spender. I love to spend money. So it took me quite a while to learn about asset creation and what I can do in that area to create more wealth through assets, right? But that wasn't my natural way of being. So it's something I had to learn. And so that's what this framework is about. And when you do Roadmap to Millions Bootcamp, we actually go through this in a lot of detail because there are 8 paths to wealth, and they happen to be the 8 profiles that we have. And so there's a different way of getting to each level on the ladder as each different profile. So there's 8 ways that the profiles create wealth. And you need to understand that as well, because a lot of you will be playing the game of a profile that's not in alignment with who you are. And that is a difficult road, and you may not even fully get there. You may not fully achieve what you could fully achieve if you understood the different paths to wealth that there are. Number 1, the 8 paths, and then how that relates to the ladder of wealth and how to get to the next level depending on the profile that you are. I hope that makes sense. So if you don't have a profile yet, I encourage you to have a profile. Put a comment below and I'll make sure you get it on a DM. It's all good. But if you have got it, then, pull it out and have a look at it again. And some of this is going to make a little bit more sense to you if you've already done it. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the actual ladder of wealth and what are the 7 steps. We're going to go through them one by one, and I'm going to give you a description of what that looks like, feels like, and then I want you to relate it to yourself and think about which one of these steps relate to you and the level of wealth that you are enjoying at the moment. Okay, and I will describe what happened in my business on the different levels. And something else I would like to put forward to you is this isn't about getting to level 7. It's not about that. It's about choosing the level you want to play at. Okay, level 7, you might have no interest in getting to that point. That's the Elon Musks, that's the Bill Gates, that's the, you know, Oprah Winfrey, that's all those people. They're on level 7, okay? That may not be your desire. It might be, but it may not be your desire. But the point is, don't allow the level of wealth to choose you, which is what most of us are doing. When you understand this and you put it in place, you are going to choose the level of wealth that you want to experience. It's very exciting. Okay, so step 1. Step 1 on the ladder of wealth is business planning. And I know a lot of you are going, oh, everyone talks about planning, blah, blah, blah. But it's appropriate because this is the time of year when we reflect on the year that was, and we look at what plans we need to put in place, what things we need to improve upon to have a better year financially next year. Okay, so a lot of people are thinking about their business plans right now. But you cannot get to where you want to go if you don't even know where you are. It's impossible. You need to know, first of all, where you are on the roadmap, and then you can put things in place to get to that next level. So this is the victim level. We often call this the victim level because business planning happens before your business begins, right? So you haven't made any money yet, but you have a business plan ready in place. And a business plan should be what we call a live document. So you should be adjusting it as the year goes through, because things do change and things come in that you didn't expect and you didn't plan for. So you should change your business plan accordingly. A lot of people don't advocate for that. They say you do your business plan and that's it, and it's set in concrete for the year. We should have a 5-year business plan as well, but I don't believe that. I believe it's a live working document, and you should visit it regularly, at least quarterly, and adjust it accordingly. Okay, so we've got a framework for the business plan too. It's not your normal sort of business plan that you have to take to the bank. It's different and it's easy to use. We've actually got, and that's another tool that we've got that you can request as well, as our business planning tool. Okay, so this is where, on the first step of the ladder of wealth, this is where you are not yet making any money in the business. All right, so you've got more bills than you have revenue coming in. That's what I'm talking about. And a lot of people in your personal wealth side of things, we've all been there. Okay, we've all been there when, you know, you're laid off and you've got no income coming in, maybe for a few months until you get your next job, or, you know, there's various reasons for the money stopping. Now, if you've managed your finances in a way that will support you during those times, during those famines, then you'll get through it. It'll be okay, because you'll have savings that you can then tap into, savings for rainy days type savings, that you can then tap into to help you get through, right? Which is why I always say in business, you need to have 3 months of operational costs behind you at all times, so that if anything goes wrong, you can usually turn your business around or pivot your business in 12 weeks. And I'm talking about external threats that we can't even plan for, like COVID, for example. No one had that on their business plan, right? So it's about, how do you pivot? And do you have enough money in the bank to allow you to pivot? So as a rule of thumb, 3 months for me, and this is what I suggest, is a really good, to have 12 weeks backing to be able to pivot the business is great, because you'll be able to do it in 12 weeks. You probably do it in less than that, but you can take up to 12 weeks to do it. The bigger your business, the longer you need. That's another good rule of thumb, okay, to turn the boat around. So your business might be a side hustle at the moment. So you have started, but it's not earning enough money to support yourself and your family yet. That's another thing. So, I started my business as a side hustle. I worked part-time in a part-time job while I was establishing my business. So for 3 days a week, I was bringing in a wage, and for 2 days a week, I was bringing in next to nothing, because I was working on my proven concept and branding, reaching out to people, promoting what I did, right? So while you're in that promotion mode, you're not making a lot of money. You're doing connections and you're networking and you're doing those sorts of things, but it takes a little bit of time to get going. And the same on social media platforms. It takes a little bit of time to build that trust before people will start buying from you. Same thing, okay? So that's where you are. So it's really the victim mode because you're not sustainable yet. And then we come to the next step. So now you're getting a little bit more revenue in. And this is where we are measuring and managing our alignment with our business plan and also our alignment with who we are. And when they are connected, it's always connected to our passions as well. And, you know, that's when we really start to gain trust of people and we're starting to get more orders or get more clients or get more customers. Okay. It's only, you're earning enough money, so it's just enough now. So this is like the pivot point in your business where you can let go of that part-time job. Okay. And you've got enough money coming in from the business now to at least give you a wage, to replace your wage. So you no longer have to work for someone else. That's the pivot point. When you can do that consistently for 3 months, you're earning enough money or the same money as your current wage that you're living off, that's when you can step out of your business. But you've got to be able to do it 3 months consecutive before I'd say go ahead and pull the plug, all right? So this is where you get really clear on your financial goals, you get really clear on your monthly forecasts, and you get clear of how you're going to start scaling the business and bring in more revenue, okay? Because then you want to get to the next level. But at least at this level, we call it survival level, you're not making profit yet, but you're at least covering your bills. Okay, you're covering your bills and you're able to eat. That's a big thing too, okay? All right, so then we come to the next step, step 3, which is adding your personal alignment. So this is connecting to your passion and your purpose in the business, okay? And this is where the profiles really come into being as well, because understanding how you show up and how you show up in the business and what you should be focusing on because of the profile that you are and what you should be delegating. You're starting to think about that. You're starting to think about putting a team around you now because you're also starting, you know, to see more opportunities. You're able now to put some money in savings. So it's to start putting that 3-month operational costs behind you so that, you know, you're in a better position if anything should come from left of field. You're in a better position to deal with it. So that's, you know, step 3 and really knowing who you are and what your value is to other people so that you can leverage that value. Okay, so this is your personal value. This is your character, who you are. This is your profile. This is the network that you have, the connections that you have. How do you leverage those connections? Everything to do with you as a person. But to really know what your strengths are and your natural talents are so that you can leverage that in the marketplace. In complete alignment with who you are, what your passion is, and what your purpose is in your business. All right, so purpose in your business is like your mission statement. All right, and that's what we call worker level. Okay, you're still a worker. You've got to show up every day to make the money. You're not making money on autopilot yet. You've got to be there. You've got to be in front of everyone. Okay, and then we have step 4, which is connecting to the market. Okay. And this is where you turn your time into money and tap into the other markets that are out there through attraction and reputation. And like this is happening to me in this business now, where people are coming to me for collaborations. They're not trying to sell me something. They're wanting to collaborate. They want me on a podcast or they've invited me to speak at their event. And then we look at, okay, I'll do that, but you know, can I then promote my Roadmap to Millions Bootcamp? And then of course I'll give them a bonus for allowing me to do that for anything that closes, right? So it's a true collaboration. And these people are usually on the same level in business as you are. All right, so that's just an example of what then happens when you're getting attraction starting to work. So this is where this is the level I call the player level. So you're still playing on the field. You still have to show up every day to make money. But, you know, things are a bit easier and there's more savings happening now. So you're getting closer to that goal of having that 3 months of operational costs put behind you. And a little bit more so that you can invest back in the business as well, right? So that's step 4, and then we're ready for step 5. And step 5 is where you're really performing. So now you're connecting to team alignment. You've now put an operational team in place. So you've got people who are assisting you, and they could be virtual, that's fine, or they could be employees, or they could be contractors, or they can be mentors too, all right? But you've got this team and this wonderful network now that is absolutely helping you to free up your time. This is where you start to free up your time. This is where you start to delegate tasks, and you don't have to do everything. So now you don't have to be in your business every day because you have a team that is doing things for you when you can't be. Okay? And so, you know, at this level, you're starting to become a little more redundant in your business, and that's a good thing, right? So that's what we call the performer level, all right? So this is also where you step out of the business. So in IPS, in my other college, IPS Institute, I have stepped out. So it's really it's at the performer level where it doesn't need me, okay? But I'm at a different level to that because I've got several businesses and I don't have to be in them full time, okay? Which brings us to level 6, step 6. And step 6 is where you're conducting multiple streams of income, okay? And so the shift is from the team to assets. So I now have a wonderful asset called IPS Institute that I can sell if I want to. I haven't. I've appointed a CEO. I'm still making profits, but my team are doing everything. I just have a meeting with my CEO once a week and a phone call on an as-needs basis if my advice is required. And that's it. That's all I do in there. And I've told you before, I went down and sort of semi-retired and went to the beach for a couple of years and got bored and then started Entrepreneurs Business School because I don't want all this knowledge to leave the planet with me. You know, I want to leave something behind. I want to leave a legacy. I want to teach other entrepreneurs what I know so that they have an easier road to follow. I want to help other entrepreneurs and business owners so they don't struggle and go through the struggles that I went when I didn't understand any of this. And building a business, another business from scratch, is so much easier this time because I know the steps to take. Okay, I know what to do, and I'm going to save myself probably 5 years in trying to get the first, get up and running properly. It took me 5 years in the beginning because I didn't know what I didn't know, and that's a lot of time and money. All right, so now this time, it's still a startup. Entrepreneurs Business School is still in startup phase. Definitely, we started in January this year. But I'm so much further ahead because it took me about 2 years to get away from my part-time job to have enough to go on my own and have enough money to pay my bills. It took 2 years to get to that point. I don't have that struggle anymore because my other business, my other asset, is my income, right? Which gives me more time that I can put, and I've got money to invest in a team. So I started this one with a virtual assistant team already in place, which also helps because all the marketing material and everything took years in my college because I was trying to do it myself in the beginning, which was a really bad idea. That's not my strength, right? So anyway, so step 6 is conducting multiple streams of income. This is called the conductor. So now we have players in front of us. The orchestra is in front of us. They are making the music. They're bringing in the money. And the conductor, you know, turns up for the performance and a few rehearsals. But the conductor doesn't have to be there every day. They're often rehearsing on their own with a leader in the rehearsals. The conductor only comes in for those late rehearsals and for the main performance. Make sense? Okay, and then step 7, it's called legend. Okay, and that's where it's leading the market, and that's where you become the market leader, leaving a legacy for others to follow. All right, and at that level, like I said, it's the big entrepreneurs, the ones that we all know well. They're very famous. They're the ones that are on that level. They're the billionaires. Okay, the billionaires and trillionaires. That's that level, and that's normally the measurement stick of the wealth. All right, but when they die, their business will still continue on. When they leave the planet, it's still going to be happening. It's not going to fade into the ether. Okay, it's solid, and it will continue with the board of directors. And it doesn't need them or their input at all. Okay, you can also do that and play with other things. I mean, Sir Richard Branson really, you know, he built 400 businesses. He doesn't run any of them. Well, he really does. He's on Mecca Island now. He has entrepreneurs visit him sometimes because he enjoys doing that, talking with people and being with people. But he really doesn't run any business at all. But he makes billions of dollars from his investments. His 400 odd businesses that he's invested in. So that's the ladder of wealth. And the other thing I wanted to say was it is a rite of passage. So you have to learn how to manage money at every step of the ladder in order to be able to go to the next step. So this is why when people win lotto, often in 2 years, they're broker than they were before they won the lotto, because they haven't gone through. People who buy lottery tickets are often in that survivor level or below. They might be victim level, right? And they think that, oh, well, I'll win lotto and that'll save, that will rescue me and all my problems will be solved. Well, it's not the case, because you have to learn how to manage the money. And a funny thing happens when you learn how to manage your money, more money will then come in. It's just how it works. It's really weird, but that's what happens. So when you respect money, and I mean really respect it, so you're not frivolous with it, you don't waste it, you cherish it in lots of ways because you know what it can do for you and your family and for others, okay, if you're helping others to accumulate wealth. It rewards you by sticking around. The feast and famine strategies start to leave you. They start to disappear. And I mean, I remember in my business when it was first started, I had feast and famine times. Feasts were when we had lots of enrollments, and then there'd be a famine because we'd be concentrating on delivering our services and rather than concentrating on bringing in new clients. All right, and that was because of the size that we were at the time. And then we would realise, oh wow, okay, we've got these students and we're delivering to them, but now we've run out of enrolments. So we've got to go and work on enrolments again. Now this is before I knew all of the stuff that I'm sharing with you as well. And we made some mistakes and we lost some money, big money because of that. Because we didn't have it all balanced out, you know, between strategy people, implementation and systems and processes. So that balance is always needed in your business to make sure everything's working like clockwork, and all of those things are happening as they need to. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to know more about the Ladder of Wealth, we have a business health checklist. You can comment below if you would like that. It will show you exactly the steps you need to put in place in your business to get through those different levels of wealth. If you'd like more information about the Roadmap to Millions Bootcamp, put that in the comments below, because all of this is in the bootcamp in a lot more detail, and we actually go through it in group coaching and put things in place that you need to have in place at the different levels according to the profile that you are. I only share that information in the Roadmap to Millions Bootcamp. That's the only place you'll find it. Okay. So I do share information here, but there's always a lot more in the paid for programs. Okay, a lot more. So if you think this is valuable, what I'm sharing, the roadmap would blow your mind. Okay, and your business. It'll blow up your business. Okay, so thanks very much for being here. Next week, I'm going to be on a cruise. Next Wednesday, I'll leave for a cruise. So next Thursday, I'm going to Tasmania and back. It's just 9 days, but you will have me, I think, 2 days at sea. So I will be doing the lives, but we will be on the ocean, pending the internet working. Oh, it should. It's usually good. Okay, but I'm just going to throw that out there. Sometimes, specifically at the time I need to go live, it might be not working. So I'm just letting you know. If that happens, I'll just send a message out and let you know. But all being well, I'll be coming to you from the Diamond Princess. Come on. Okay, it's my 3rd cruise this year. See what you can do when you don't have to run your business. Isn't it awesome? Okay, I am on holidays and I'm still making money. It's good. Okay, I'll thank you very much for being here. Love to have you, and I'd love some feedback. Please give some feedback in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the high seas. Okay, bye everyone.